Disney has been facing so many problems over the past few years, and it doesn't look like it's gonna get any better for them anytime soon. But now Bob Iger apparently wants out of the culture war after they have lost billions of dollars over their massive mistakes. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted, and of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and live streams I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So I wanted to start with this Bounding into Comics article, and then I have a few small things to show off. It says a new report claims that the Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger wants to quiet the noise surrounding culture war issues because he does not see them as healthy for the company's business. This is something that we have been saying for years at this point, but no, Bob Iger never listened to anyone but himself. I'm sure that other people at Disney had also said the same thing, but now he's realizing, now after they have lost billions of dollars, he has decided, you know what? This isn't the direction. It says, though, Needham financial analyst Laura Martin recently attended a 120-person investor event at Walt Disney World and reported on September 20th that during this event, Bob Iger explicitly stated he wanted to quiet the noise on culture war issues. In Martin's report, which she provided to Bounding into Comics, she explained that Iger believes content should be entertaining, not issues-focused, and furthermore, she detailed that Iger's key goal is to quiet the noise because culture wars are not healthy for Disney's business. This is the definition of cognitive dissonance. This is the same man that has said, we at Disney believe in diversity, inclusivity, equity, and the man behind the company involving itself in gender and identity politics. Those are not compatible ideas. It says, though, this report echoes comments Iger made back in July. Faber asked the executive, what about DeSantis, who's going to be on the hustings, so to speak, for the next year, and he's going. He's made this a part of his campaign attacking Disney, saying it's a woke corporation. We've put the company on a pedestal, but they've really embraced the idea of getting the sexualized content in the program line that I'm not willing to cross. I mean, that's what he said. I quoted DeSantis there. How do you respond to that? And Iger replied, well, so far what we've said publicly is that we are concerned that he has decided to retaliate against the company for a position the company took on pending legislation in the state. Well, maybe that's one of the problems. A company should never take position on any state of federal legislation unless it has to do directly with running a business like tax laws. And frankly, the company was within its right, even though I'm not sure it was handled very well. It was within its rights to speak up on an issue constitutionally protected right of free speech and to retaliate against the company in a way that would be harmful to the business was not something that we could sit back and tolerate. And so we have filed a lawsuit to protect our First Amendment rights there and to protect our business, frankly. He then went on to add, the other issues that you referenced, the last thing that I want for the company is for the company to be drawn into any culture wars, even though you've put yourself directly in the middle of the culture war. You know, we've operated for almost 100 years as a company making product that we actually are proud of in terms of its impact on the world. I joke every once in a while, we're there to manufacture fun. Maybe you were once, but you are no longer anymore. I don't really want to engage in the specifics, except say that it's not our goal to be involved in a culture war. Again, even though you have done that yourself. Our goal is to continue to tell wonderful stories and have a positive impact on the world. You know, we are the preeminent entertainer in the world, and we're proud of our track record there. The notion that Disney is in any way sexualizing children, quite frankly, is preposterous and inaccurate. I mean, throughout this, he is constantly presenting incompatible ideas, but he is clearly trying to focus in on this very last section. But They're also doing a lot of other stuff like injecting feminist ideology and gender politics into their content. They need to stop injecting it into their stories. They need to, stop shoving it down people's throats, and things could get better for them. They are their own worst enemy in this situation. No one from the outside is causing their turmoil. They have injected themselves into the culture war for years. At this point, they've lost the nuance of being able to present a story that has a deep moral or philosophical message, and instead they're specifically targeting current day issues and political agendas. This is why you have lost consumers. This is why you have lost fans, because you are doing this to yourself. You can't blame us for this. You can only blame us for calling out your bullshit. The ideas he's presenting do equal cognitive dissonance, but he's just clearly lying. He's saying he doesn't want to be involved in culture wars, but he's only saying that because of the legal battles they're facing. He actually believes in the rhetoric that the company pushes in the culture war. I mean, that is clear as day. When you're a CEO, part of your job is to protect the value of the company and the stock price. So it's no surprise to me that 2 days after another big dip at an investor meeting, he makes a statement like this. Clearly, he's just trying to reach out to investors that don't want their money embroiled in companies that are, fighting the culture war. So he's trying to use rhetoric and lies to get those investors to put their money back in the company by saying, oh, we're not going to be doing this in the future. I mean, as you can clearly see, okay, their stock is really not doing all that good right now. Their stock is lower right now than when they, took the shutdown dive in March of 2020 when they hit $85.98, and they're currently at $81.92. Their stock is clearly struggling, and they have taken several dives just this month, including ones on September 1st, and of course now the 18th. I mean, things are just not going well for them. And again, it's a CEO's job to protect the company, and that is clearly why he is making statements like this. Again, he believes in the rhetoric that the company is pushing right now. He really does, and you're not going to convince me otherwise. But looking at Martin's report cynically, it's not hard to see that Iger wants to continue being involved in the culture wars and actively pushing them through the company's content, its employee training, its sports coverage, and more. However, he just does not want the company's role in the culture war to be so prominent. That's at least what he's hoping, because again, they have lost quite a lot of money. But of course, there are several situations that have happened over the years when it comes to content and also what the company is doing that have people questioning them. On the Disney Plus front, the company is still pushing the culture war agenda with their upcoming Percy Jackson in the Olympian series on Disney Plus. The series creator recently defended his and the company's decision to replace a number of characters by claiming it was so that everyone could look at the series and see themselves, even though, in my opinion, you don't need to see someone who physically looks like you in a piece of content. You need to be able to relate to the morals, to, the message in the movie. It's a reason why Disney princesses have always been so popular, because you have these Disney princesses who have to face their fears, and they have to be brave, but they also do it while keeping their femininity intact. You have values like love and families and all these different things, but you can't have that anymore in this content. God forbid. Now you have to just have something that pushes the modern message. Like, you have to look at something and you have to see yourself instantly. This so-called diversity agenda that he espoused was exposed as a racist anti-white agenda by Emily Goldstein in a Thought Catalog article back in 2015. She declared diversity is about getting rid of white people, and that's a good thing. I'm extremely glad that the white race is dying. I mean, there are people out there who are just straight up racist, but if you criticize content that they are publishing, they just call you a racist, which is, of course, absurd. But the company still has racial quotas for its numerous productions. The company's Reimagine Tomorrow website states we are committed to inspiring a more inclusive world by reimagining the way we tell stories and who tells them. Our intention is to broaden access and diversity in our industry by adopting inclusion standards across Disney General Entertainment and live action studio productions by the end of 2022. Yeah, they would have to get rid of all of this if they truly did not want to be part of the culture war anymore. But of course, that's not what they're going to do. They've already invested so much time and money into this, and they're really hoping that it's going to pay off in the end. But again, they are really struggling right now. I mean, Disney, of course, is a massive company. They're not going to die anytime soon. It's not like they're on their way out and they're fading into obscurity. But I mean, you can clearly see that they are struggling at this point. I mean, that's why they got rid of Chapek and they brought Bob Iger back, and he's back for the foreseeable future. It doesn't seem like he is going away anytime soon, but yes, apparently, even though he's lying, Bob Iger claims that he wants to quiet the noise regarding culture war issues. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.